Hi, I'm Mark Allen Lovewell. I'm a sea shanty singer, storyteller from Martha's Vineyard. And from time to time, people come up to me and say, "So, Mark, where are you performing?" Well, we're really lucky because we're going to share with you some of the programs that I do here on Martha's Vineyard. I perform on cruise ships. I perform for friends. And I am so lucky because a dear friend of mine, Dan Martino, a video photographer, recorded one of my performances. Now, it's not just singing, it's storytelling, and it's an interaction with my audience. And this segment that we're going to share with you, the first of three, gives you an opportunity to experience a little bit about what I do. And that is singing, telling a story, and getting people to sing along. Now, this first episode we're going to share with you is a beginning. It's a beginning of 3 parts. And through the help of MVTV, we're putting this together. So this is number 1. And enjoy it. I am very partial to people who do crossword puzzles. I don't do them. My father is 95 years old. He lives in Edgartown. He lives in his grandfather's house, 2 blocks from where I work. He does the crossword puzzle in the New York Times every day. Every day. And he's always asking me a question. The conversation always begins with a question. So what is this and this and this and this? So there you are. Enjoy that CD. Anyway. My name is Mark Allen Lovewell, and the good news is you don't have to remember my name. Is that okay? Yeah. But what I would love you to remember is that when you spent your last night on Martha's Vineyard, you sang a sea shanty. How many of you know what a sea shanty is? Raise your hand proudly, please. Look at how, now proudly, raise your hands because I want everybody to notice how many people don't know what sea shanties are. This is a treat. Everybody? Sea shanties were songs sung by sailors in the days before diesel and gasoline, when ships were powered by the wind and the might of men raising and lowering sail. They were work songs. They were songs that filled the day. They would gather together just like you and I are gathering here, and they would sing songs and tell stories. They were work songs. Now, many of you know the song, "I've been working on the railroad." Say yes. Yes. That's a work song. That is a work song. That is a song that helped build the railroad from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Work songs had rhythm in them. Rhythm in those songs. And they were a way for people to coordinate their effort together to get the job done. Now, you already know that when you have to move that couch in the living room, you get a group of people around it, right? You get it around and you say, 1, 2, 3. Go. You know that when everybody coordinates their efforts together, they can raise the couch. But if any one of them singly tries to do it by themselves, they can't. Am I correct? Yes. Say yes. Yes. So let's sing some sea shanties, okay? Yes. Now there's no microphone, okay? You okay with that? Yes. Now I just want to introduce you to my dear friend over here, Dan Martino. He's got the video camera. He is actually a very dear friend of mine. He's recording my performing tonight so that I can do a better job at promoting myself. But also, he has an amazing story which I will introduce later on. Are you okay with that? Yes. 'Tis advertised in Boston, New York, and Buffalo, 500 brave Americans wailing for to go. They're singing, "Blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds hi-ho," and it's, I want you all to imagine yourself on a ship. It's not too hard, right? Now I want you to imagine that the word blow talks about the wind, and it means a lot. It can make your day or ruin your day. So say the word blow. Blow. Say it with enthusiasm. Blow. They tell you of the whaling ships a-running end and down. They say they'll take 500 sperm before they're 6 months out there singing. Blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds hi-ho, and it's all the way you're running gear, and blow, boys, blow. Well, now we're out at sea, my boys. The wind begins to blow, and half the watch is sick on deck, and the rest are down below. They're singing, blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds hi-ho, and it's all the way you're running gear, and blow, boys, blow. And it's all the way you're running gear, and blow, boys. So what do you think the last word to my song is? Blow. These songs are really old. How many of you saw the movie Jaws? Raise your hand proudly. That's all? How many saw the movie Jaws? Raise your hand. I think everybody saw it, didn't they? I'm going to test your memory. There was a tiny little piece in the movie when they were below deck and they started singing a sea shanty. And we're going to sing that sea shanty. We're going to sing that shanty right now. We're going to sing a version of it. You remember it? There you go. This is a version of it. And the chorus is so easy. You don't even, the beauty of sea shanties, you don't even have to sing. Just speak. Say, we'll rant and we'll roar. Try it.
We'll rant and we'll roar.
Now say it with a little enthusiasm.
We'll rant and we'll roar.
There we go. Farewell and adieu to you bright Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain. Our captains commanded we sail for New England. Straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. We'll rant and we'll roar like a New Bedford whaleman. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck or below, until we do sight that old gay headlight. It's straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. We'll heave our ship to with the wind from the southwest. Heave our ship to with the lead sounding clear. We'll fill our main topsails and sail straight away, boys. Straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. Here's your part. Ready? We'll like a New Bedford whaleman. We'll on deck and below, until we do sight that old gay headlight. It's straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. So let every man toss off a full bumper. Let every man toss off a full glass, and we'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy. Here's to the health of each true-hearted lass. We'll like a New Bedford whaleman. We'll on deck and below, until we do sight that old gay headlight. It's straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. We'll go, we'll go. Woo! You didn't know you were going to be singing tonight now, did you? Isn't that fun? Did anybody ever hear those other two songs? Anybody ever hear those songs? Raise your hand. Look how many people have heard that song before. Aren't you amazed? Dan, are we okay? I just want to check with my man over there. We good? He's giving me thumbs up. We're okay. Because I don't know if his PA system could handle my little bit of yelling out here. So anyway, I'm a descendant of an old Vineyard family, the Pease family. Now, did any of you go to Edgartown? Raise your hand proudly, please. Some of you went to Oak Bluffs, maybe? When you were in Edgartown, weren't you amazed by all those beautiful white houses and buildings? Did any of you see that tall Wailing church rising above the whole town? Say yes. Yes. Weren't you amazed? Yes. You can't build a church like that if all you grow on Martha's Vineyard is potatoes. That was part of the whaling industry, part of the whaling story of Martha's Vineyard. Now, I'm a descendant of a whaling family, and I'm very proud of that heritage and history, and that's kind of why I sing sea shanties, because it's a way of celebrating that story. Now, I know all of you probably heard of Martha's Vineyard as this wonderful place where the rich and famous go, right? Where the wealthy hang out, right? And they have so much money they do it here, and they walk down the street and dollar bills fall out behind their pants, right? I can't counter that. That's, most of it's true. But my story is not that story. My story is a story of heritage and history tied to an island that has always been connected closely to the sea. Always closely. Now, we got ferry boats coming in and out all the time, right? And we got all kinds of boats coming in and out. But this is an island that struggled through the centuries. This is an island with stories reaping in all kinds of stories. And many of these songs that I sing for you are part of that story. So that's my context. That's where my joy is in connecting to Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is made. Now, I know you went to New Bedford, right? Right. And you went to Nantucket, right? Right. And you heard about whaling, right? Right. And whaling is a big deal, right? Right. It sure is, and I'm going to give you a little piece of it because it is really an important story, and I'm not so sure that everybody clearly understands it. But whaling is what built Martha's Vineyard. It is what built New England, southeastern New England. It was big industry. And the only reason why is because we needed what? Oil. And there was only one source of, anybody here from Pennsylvania? Raise your hand, please. Anybody here from Pennsylvania? Don't be shy. Nobody. We only went out to kill whales because that was the only source of oil. We had no idea that there was oil underground. Am I correct? Right. Yes. So, use your imagination. 1800s. 1800s. Now, you can't pick up a newspaper today without seeing a reference to somebody being mad at somebody else and this and that over what subject? Oil. In order to build this country, we needed oil. And so Martha's Vineyard, New Bedford, and Nantucket, and parts of Long Island, we were a big industry. This is going to be tough. We were the Middle East. In the 1800s, we were the Middle East. Now, mind you, we did not have camels walking down the streets of Vineyard Haven, and we didn't have people with cloth over their heads. But we were the source. Now, you're sitting there, I don't know if that's so true. Listen, the oil industry in the United States, we had so much to do to provide oil. They had not yet invented electricity. We needed lights at night. Children needed to do their homework. That was supposed to be funny. So oil was an essential ingredient, and then for those of you, you know what paid for the railroads that crossed? The oil industry paid for the railroad. Oil was a big industry. Now, you all see it. You went down to you saw all those white houses, the captain's houses, and you saw Oak Bluffs, right? You saw Oak Bluffs like, that's a big part of Martha's Vineyard. Now, I'm going to sing a song for you right now that you will not ever hear on the radio. You will never see it on television. And it's a great song. It's a wonderful song. The only reason why I think people don't hear it anymore is because it's too long. They'd have to interrupt the middle of the song. We have to take a commercial break right now. And aren't you glad Beethoven, when he wrote the Ninth Symphony, didn't have that kind of a constraint? We have wonderful music. Now listen to the words of this song. This is a beautiful song. And the part that is so much fun about sea shanties is that these songs are good, solid, wonderful songs. They're moving songs. They're songs with story. And listen to the story. I don't know about people who write songs today. They don't have as much story as this one. There's a beginning, a middle, and end to this story. So listen carefully. You okay? Are you okay? In 1853, and on June the 13th day, our gallant ship her anchors aweighed, for Greenland bound away, brave boys, for Greenland bound away. Well, the lookout, he stood on the cross trees with a spyglass in his hand. There's a whale, there's a whale, there's a whalefish, he cried. She blows at every span, brave boys. She blows at every span. Well, the captain, he stood on the quarterdeck. What a fine old man was he. Overhaul, overhaul, let your davit tackles fall, and launch your boats out to sea, brave boys, and launch your boats out to sea. Well, we struck that whale and the line paid out, but she gave a flourish with her tail, and the boat capsized and 4 men were lost. We never caught that whale, brave boys. We never caught that whale. To lose that whale, our captain, he said, it grieves my heart full score. But to lose 4 of my gallant men, it grieves me 10 times more. It grieves me 10 times more. Whoa, Greenland is a dreadful place, a place that's never green, where there's ice and snow and the whale fishes blow. Daylight seldom seen, brave boys, daylight seldom seen.